All right, man. Michigan lost to TCU. Um, I wasn't surprised. Um, just wasn't. I don't trust Harbaugh in big games. So I was surprised that I went to bed. We ain't do nothing last night, man. And I woke up. Ohio State lost. I was surprised at that. But Michigan losing the way they did, it didn't surprise me. One of the reasons why Harbaugh, he just don't coach his best in his best games, and that's the truth. Two, um, without Blake Corn was the reason this team was really running really good, and they done a great job of surviving without him. But the fact of the matter is, they just don't have the weapons on the outside. That's it, and that's kind of been an Achilles heel for Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? And it's affecting JJ McCarthy. Okay. And then, a lot of people said, well, when Michigan didn't come out to play, they came out lackadaisical. They came out overlooking TCU. And that's because TCU came off a loss to Kansas State. And you see what Alabama did to Kansas State and all that stuff. So, um, once again, that's a reflection of leadership. So, um, that's a reflection of leadership. That's what it is. That's a reflection of leadership. So at the end of the day, Harbaugh, at the end of the day, you're gonna make your adjustments to get to where you need to get to. Success just don't happen overnight, and the success ain't fair. And sometimes you get in a situation where it look like it happened overnight, but it's a process. It's a process. It's a process, and for Harbaugh, and just continue to make the tweaks and the kinks that need to be made. You know, so he got to make the adjustments, and the adjustments that got to be made in this program is offensively. They got to modernize it a little bit. They got to modernize it a little bit. And right now they don't have the weapons, and they had top receivers come here, and he just ain't been able to develop them. I think it's because it's been the caliber quarterback. Jake Rudock, Shea Patterson, Wilton Spade. But I think McCarthy could be really, really good. And I think for him, the evolution for him is just going to be mechanics and getting them some weapons. They gotta find a big time receiver, man. Through the years, Donovan Peoples Jones, Nico, Tyreek Black, but they got to find two big time receivers, a burner and a big receiver that can do it all. And I know they lost the tight end earlier this year and all that, but they just didn't have the weapons this year. Ronnie Bell is nice, but it's just they didn't have that big time targeting. Cornelius, Johnson, he just ain't never, developed into that. But yesterday, you come out on the out route, the pick six, the receiver kind of, I don't know what that was. Like the receiver looked like he wasn't on they wasn't on the same route. So the DB jumped it, and McCarthy was anticipating the window. And once when you throw that out route, that is one of the throws that can go to being a pick six. That's one of the throws that can go easily being a pick six. So when you throw it, you want to throw it with you want to be able to get the receiver foot in bounds, but you throw it, if you miss, you want to be able to throw it, out of bounds. And when you leave it hanging like that, when you leave that ball hanging like that, that's what can happen. Then it looked like Roman Wilson got in, but his butt was down. So when you down in college football, you down. And then they hand the ball off and they get a fumble. So at the end of the day, and then Max Duggan, he made some critical throws. Didn't look like he had the best game out there, but he ran well. Like you kind of watching the Detroit Lions defense out there. He ran well, but he had a play in which, um, it was a defensive end, and it was a defensive end. Man, was it Smith? I think it was Maisie Smith. I could be wrong. It's one of the defensive players out there. And he, for some reason, I don't know if it was the turf, he slipped and he could have sacked Max Duggan. And then Max Duggan, I believe, on the play got on the outside and he hit my man for the long touchdown. I think it might have been that play, and he hit him for the long touchdown, and he stopped. I don't know if the turf kind of held him up, or he was confused about where the ball was going and didn't want to get a target in, hit. But then he stopped. He stopped. He could have hit him, and that could have changed the game around. So it's some modifications that need on the defense, the Michigan defense, but they didn't come out to be physical. TCU was out there hit, and when you lose to a Big 12 team, it's one thing to lose to Georgia last year. They was a powerhouse. You see how many players they had winning the draft, especially in the first round. That's cool. You can live with that. But you go out here and let a Big 12 team in TCU, who coming off a loss to Kansas State, out physical you in the trenches, and that's what the Big 10 football is supposed to be about. I ain't got nothing else to say about it. Harbaugh just come up a little bit short in bigger games. And that's what it is. He coming up short in bigger games. And they got to make them adjustments. For TCU, getting long runs, running through there, and Michigan defense got to make an adjustment into how they're going to handle them spread offenses. They DBs, they got to get more athletic out there, bro. That's another thing I point to. And that, defense and linebacker, they got to get a little bit more athletic. Up front, they good. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, they probably got a little bit bigger in the trenches and defensive line. But like I said before, with them, Harbaugh just don't be having the teams right. There's a game they should have won. Real talk, they should have won. But they got it when you on this level, and one thing TCU got, they athletic. That's one thing about Big 12 football. They got some athletes. They may not play no defense. They got some athletes. And Michigan, they became so dependent on Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. And to me, if you had to ask me, what was missing other than the weapons on the outside offensively, it was the inability. It was the inability to get the ball to the backs in the passing game. You know what I'm saying? Even the receivers in the screen game, I would like to see them got the ball to the backs in the passing game a lot more. If it was the screens, if it was the wheels, the Texas routes, stuff of that nature. So Michigan offense got to modernize. That's just the fact of the matter is. And I think what they want to be is Georgia, but I think what they need to be is what TCU Ohio State is a little bit more. You can still be heavy set and come in there hard nosed and play hard nosed football. You also you can hybrid it. You can be a hybrid offense and have some spread principles to it. You got a quarterback that can throw it. So they're gonna have to get some receivers out there, man, that more likely hit the transfer pool, and they gotta get some receivers, man, who can make them big plays down the field. Get them jump balls and a real burner that's gonna catch the ball. And defensively, they gotta get more athletic. In the back end at the linebacker position to be Pacific. But TCU gotta give them credit. They coach had them prepared. Michigan got some fun. They got some things to go that way, but they couldn't completely turn the tide. And it was that play. I think it was when the defensive end came in. And it might not have been the same play, but it was a play. Third down. They had them behind the sticks. The guy with the quarterback dug and rolled out, hit him on a little shallow crossing route or a little drag route. He went the rest of the way. The guy came up to make the tackle. He missed the tackle. And that was it. You blitz off the edge on fourth down, on third and that. To get the ball out of his hand. When you blitz, the quarterback seen he was open. The defensive back had an opportunity to make the tackle. That's what they need to put a premium on. They need to put a premium on athletic cornerbacks. That's what they need to put a premium on. Athletic quarterbacks. Real talk. They need to put a premium on athletic cornerbacks at Michigan. They need guys that's really, really, truly athletic. They really do. They need guys that's truly athletic. And right now, they ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. So I think that's kind of things they need to look at. Athletic cornerbacks, big time receivers, and I think you let them roll, continue to be in the trenches. But Harbaugh, I don't know. Big games, he just come up short. He just come up short. So, but it's a process. Some people can get that success easier than others. But Harbaugh keep chipping away and chipping away. Hopefully he'll get there. But TCU won, and that was a dagger on that long touchdown pass. That was a shallow crossing route or the drag, whatever it was. Blitz off the edge. He blitzed off the front side too, and he rolled out the right side. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to get down there and he was able to get to the opening. Guy had opportunity to come down and make the play, didn't make the play. So that was the game. But hey, check out the College Sports Talk playlist. It's the end of college football as of right now. I think next Saturday is in February, so we'll see what they got. But Texas A&M had the number one recruiting class, and you see they haven't been able to muster up much success on the field in College Station. But hey, talk to TCU, they won 51-45. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget check out my main channel right here on YouTube for more sports, music, news, entertainment. Goodfella TV. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.